This segment of the Just Cooling podcast has been brought to you by the Tattoo Shop Radio and powered by Zeno FM.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Just Cooling Podcast. I am Country Red. Where did he go? There he is.
Damn, man. My bad, bro.
We can start over again if you want to.
No, that's cool. That's my fault though. I just took my headphone out and it took it to my music and it fucked it up. So I was like, oh shit.
It's all good.
But we good though,
business, man. Part of the business of doing a podcast. So we have a special guest in the building, Byron Davis Jr., an alumni from the first season of Just Cooling Podcast, man. Welcome back, brother, man. What have you been up to since then? Last time we chopped it up with you.
Oh man, thanks for having me back. First off,
likewise.
And man, just working, just pretty much normal shit, man. Squeezing in time to do what I love as far as this music thing. I started therapy about 6-7 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Just a whole lot of, a whole lot of healing going on. But at the same time, just still trying to make this music in the midst of that and just put it all in a package. And I actually got an album coming out called My Brother's Keeper. That drops on June 1st.
June 1st, I heard it. June 1st.
Yeah, yep. I got, anybody can check my social medias and, if you want to put in a pre-order or whatever. My Brother's Keeper, pretty much just a collection of what I've been on lately. And that's about it. What I wanted to say, the good thing the thing that I love about this drop specifically is that I'm starting off with hard copies only.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing the hard copy grind. So, it's that, people, I'm just doing people putting in the pre-orders and I'm just shooting them out, so I can't wait till it drops and see everybody's reaction. But other than that, man, just a whole lot of normal stuff going on, man.
Alrighty, before we discuss music and what you got dropping on June 1st and the hard copies, if you can elaborate, you have to give us the whole spill on everything. Like, I heard you mention therapy, right? And so if you could just share a little bit with the fans and the viewers just watching this, like, why therapy? How necessary is it and how needed and how important is it for us in the communities?
Yeah. Like I said, I've been doing it about 6-7 weeks now.
Okay.
Anybody that knows, and last time I came on the show too, my brother got killed back in 2020.
Right.
And honestly, I should have started doing some type of therapy then,
okay.
But I was caught up in way too much other stuff to worry about that, But yeah, I think that it's helped me tremendously, man, in just 6-7 weeks.
Okay.
Just because I have somebody to have somebody to talk to means a lot. It was just a situation where, like I said, I should have been doing it. Just being a young black man, and dealing with the shit we got to deal with anyway. I think, I should have been doing therapy. I could have probably started it early high school, and I, would have had a lot of progression or had a lot more understandings of things a lot quicker. Because I feel like as a young black man, we go through all these things. Most of us do, anyway, and about 25. By 25, you can't tell us nothing. We caught up in whatever we're doing, whether it's education, streets, just working, or whatever the case may be. And by time 30 comes around, this shit just kind of hits you like boom, because you start, I don't know, you start reflecting. I don't know if it's just part of what age does to you, and certain times that align with the moon, and what for your time, but that's what my problem was. Things just started coming back, and like I've always been good at understanding and figuring things out.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of logical, common sense type. I'm that type of person, and but like, I was losing patience and it was just getting really bad. And then I had a real bad incident, and then I was like, man, I got to go ahead and do this therapy thing, and it's helped. Like I said, it's helped a lot. And like I said, I think it'd be good. I think it's good for all young black men to go ahead and just dive into it early. Like I said, I wish I would have did a lot earlier.
Man, we appreciate you sharing that, because a lot of us feel like we too hard or too manly to be like, you know what, I can take these bruises and bumps and deal with trauma, PTSD and stuff like that, and deep down inside, you feel like, I can handle it as an individual, as a black man, or just a man in general. But sometimes it takes a toll on you mentally and healthily and physically, to where you start to kind of break down in increments, to where by the time you realize you need it, I'm not saying it's too late, but it's like, if I could have made that turn consciously, I should have did it. But I think pride and maybe your circle kind of gets in the way. If that makes sense.
Well, see, I was doing music, of course.
Right.
I always did music, so that was some type of leveling for me.
Okay.
And
therapeutic.
and then I got back into my health, and that was and that was therapeutic and leveling.
And I seen that too. Yeah.
And then, but still, even after that, after I got to that point of where I was, I'm back in shape and I'm here now, even then it was like, I got to go deeper. You know what I'm saying? Right. I got to go deeper.
Right.
So, it's all just part of just trying to just better yourself, man. And, ain't nothing perfect in my life right now, but, just to have a tad bit more patience means a lot. You know what I mean? So I don't think, as long as I can afford it, I think I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, it is expensive.
Yeah, it can get. I got lucky. I fell into kind of a cheaper situation out of a more expensive situation, because me and the therapist kind of developed a relationship.
Okay.
So, I kind of got lucky. So, I'm gonna try to just stay in that little groove and just keep healing.
Yeah, definitely stay with that. So, has this movement or your journey helped you evolve as an artist?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And that's why I can't wait for people to hear this next album, because you just hear all the growth in it. You hear the skills and all that comes with it, the fundamentals of just doing it and loving it. You hear that, but you also hear the growth. You hear the acceptance. You hear the mistakes I made up until this point. You know what I mean? I try to give it all to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And most importantly, what I wanted to do with this album, once I started getting into it, I was like, man, I just want to start a bunch of conversations with it.
I like
what
that.
I mean? Like, I just want to, and it ain't like I got to tell these crazy stories and, oh, what do you think about it? It's like, oh, you hear me say, like, just like a bar, every once in a while, like, damn, I caught that, and then, just, put it all together. I always try to incorporate my kids and stuff like that into the album. So, you hear their voices and, it's just a great ball of whatever that is, this thing we love called music.
Right.
And I can't wait. Yeah.
And you know what, me personally, like, even though we were supposed to have you on the show a couple of weeks back and a month ago, and you sent me some tracks and I was following you, to me, I'm like, okay, man, the sonically, what you was talking about, not that what you was talking about wasn't important, but it's like something shifted as far as me listening. It's like more of a more mature awareness type of album as far as the things that I heard. And then the sound to me is more of a boom bap East Coast vibe, which I did not see that come. I ain't gonna lie, brother. And the way you mesh your lyrics over the production of that, man, I thought that was pretty clever. My personal opinion, like, I thought that was pretty dope. Am I off, or I mean, what do you think about that? Or
no, yeah, I mean, I try not to, like, put myself in any type of box or whatever you could say when I'm making the music. And for the most part, you do hear different sounds sonically and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, it always does come back to like that East Coast boom bap though. You know what I mean? It always comes back to that. Like I got a guitar. I got a guitar. I got a song called Drunk Driving off the album with a guitar sample. Yeah, it's got a guitar sample. Ding, 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 ding. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm just on there kicking, you know, I'm on there kicking shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to, yeah, you know, I'm talking about my experience, but it's before I talk about the bad experience, I'm like kind of uplifting myself before I get to that point in the lyrics and stuff. The lyrics are more uplifting, and then I tell the story, and you know, and then the hook comes back around, it all makes sense. You know what I mean? But like I said, but yeah, it has that. But then I do got beats on there, you know, I Need That Energy beat. It has you know, that's more of a, you know, boom bap, you know.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I mean, like I said, I try not to put myself in any type of box, but you know, I'm more type of first thing I hear I go with, but I'm most likely gonna be kicking the same shit. Like I'm not looking for I might catch something that I might want to put into what I'm doing and try to add it if it makes sense. But as far as me, like I'm not looking to, you know, for I don't know how to. I'm not looking for somebody else's story to you know, just to tell. You know, I'm still I'm still figuring this out, and I'm just spilling it out onto the paper. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. For example, I'm not going out and looking for a club record or a club beat. You know, just to go cover that market for no reason. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And just forcing that up out of myself. You know, I just stay where I'm at, and you know, deal with the end result.
Yeah, and I also appreciate, from what I heard, your storytelling abilities, man. Like you, to me, paint visions.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like I can close my eyes and say, okay, I get it. Or even if I haven't experienced it, but for you to be that brutally honest and vulnerable to even like express that storytelling is very important to me. Be honest with you. So like I appreciate that about your craft, brother. And that's dope shit. You know what I'm saying? You know,
thank you. That. I really don't know how to do it any other way.
Okay.
You know, like I was thinking to myself the other day, I was like, damn man, like my rapping just it usually just starts from, and you know, the stem and the foundation of it comes from my pain that I went through. You know, especially within these last 2 or 3 years, you know, it's really been coming from that. Okay. And like I said before too, I've told a few people this. You know, I dropped like a trilogy of mixtapes, I guess you could say, in the last 3 years since my brother passed away. I dropped Prepare for Greatness, and you know, that was a collection of songs that he was working on and what I was working on, and in the midst of him passing away, that was the end results of that.
Okay.
And then the second EP I dropped, it was an EP, and it was I Miss You. And like I said, My Brother's Keeper is I think it's going to be the end of a trilogy of me finally getting all this shit up out of me right now.
So like a closure kind of thing?
Yeah. Kind of like, you know, just me accepting.
Okay.
And like, okay, this is where I'm at. You know, let's close, let's end this chapter, and, you know, let's move on. And like I said, I'm excited for everybody to hear it.
All right. So while we're talking about music, man, if you don't mind, man, could you introduce your single, man, that we talked about off camera, man, and we're going to play that, and, you know, we're going to critique it, and, you know, if you don't mind, go ahead and introduce that right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, man, this is my new single out on all platforms, all streaming platforms. Y'all go check it out. It's called I Need That Energy, produced by Mojo.
Already.
Mojo Productions. What up, boy?
Already. Shout out to them, man. It go like this. Check it out.
What up, Murder? Yeah. Represent, y'all. Represent. I kick a master rhyme at the same time I'm wicked. Addicted to fat blunts, plenty liquor and women. Developed the passion on the mission to make it lucrative. I'm taking it all in a minute without the gimmick. Adrenaline killing them with the feeling I'm peddling. You say that you doing it, but we moving the cleverest. I bleed on the paper when I go back in my memory. I know I'm that nigga now, ain't no reason for telling me. Ducking the felony, ducking the penitentiary. Living in hell, but steady keeping it heavenly. Friends of mine gather round. I got one road and it's going down. We need love, we need love, we need love, y'all. We need love, we need love, we need love, y'all. We need love, we need love, we need love, y'all. We need love. Yeah, I need that energy. Yeah, I need that energy. I need that. Give me the keys, give me the weed, give me the feedback. Give me the keys, give me the weed, give me the feedback. I need that. Give me the love, give me the hate. Give me the love, give me the hate. Give me the love, give me the hate. Yeah, I need that feedback. Yeah. I move with humanity, give a fuck about your politics. See, I got a feeling that you was bringing it out of me. I'm talking the devil, he trying to catch me and body me. I duck it with poetry, I'm ducking insanity in fear of calamity. See, I've been abused, beaten down and manipulated, battered and bruised. I needed a hug. Perception that you put out made me wanna be thug. Having trouble with emotion till I'm catching a buzz. Over drinking from the anger, then I shoot up a club. Down on my luck, so I'm robbing the plug. I need everything you got, yeah, all the above. It's all love, but they got me running from hatred, living in matrix. Man, I can't take it, I'm wasted. But I'm driven to the point that I could drive off a ledge. And I'm dangerous enough to put two in your head. I'm gone. Represent, y'all. Represent, y'all. Represent, y'all. Represent, y'all. Yeah, I need that energy. Yeah, I need that energy.
All right, we're gonna stop it right there, man. We want to give y'all too much, man. But before we talk about this song, I gotta talk about who's sponsoring us real quick before we jump into it, if you don't mind. So check us out on Just Cooling Podcast on the Hubb YouTube channel on Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Also check out our own personal YouTube channel on Fridays at 9 p.m. Central Time. And also check us out on Tattoo Shop Radio Fridays on Zeno.fm, 12 a.m. to 1 Eastern Time. Cuzzle FM, straight out of Planet Funk. Then Raptor Music, all sponsored and powered by Zeno.fm with additional monitoring by Online Radio Box. Make sure you like and subscribe. We are back in the building, Just Cooling Podcast with Byron in the building, man. What's up?
What up? What up?
So that song right there, man, self-explanatory, but can you kind of break down where you was at when you were writing that song, the music, the beat, the feelings, and all that?
Yeah, that was my guy Mojo, man. He sends me these beat packs every once in a while. And man, it was just one of those ones that I heard, man, and it just took me there. As soon as I heard that real hip hop vibe, it's like, okay, yeah, I got to make sure I say some shit on here, you know, and that's pretty much where it went. I want to point out, most importantly in that song is, I move the line where I say I move with humanity, give a fuck about your politics. See, I got a feeling that you was bringing it out of me. I'm talking the devil, he trying to catch me and body me. I duck it with poetry. I'm ducking insanity in fear of calamity. You know what I mean? Specifically that humanity line. And that was what I was saying earlier about, just little jabs that I want to, start, that conversation starters.
Right.
Just little things like that. And that was just my little stab at politics right there.
Yeah, I know you was jab here and there, left hook, right
hook.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, it was like it's kind of like a box. It's got like a little, a little duck and weave. You know what I mean? And you just kind of giving everything that that you got a little something you feel a type of way about. You just giving a little smack. You know what I mean?
Right, like a little appetizer, but at the same time, if you catch it, you catch it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, this brother was saying this and that. I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So let me ask you this, man. So how dope was Little Murder, man, to you? You know what
Oh
I'm
man.
saying? I know we
Oh
kind of
man.
went over this before, but this is a new format, new platform. So just kind of like for those that's not up on game, kind of re-explain that.
Oh man. Man, this dude was he was just a solid dude. He was
Yeah,
only 20, he was only 25. Man, I don't know, man. It was beyond him just being my little brother and me praising him in that way. I
yeah,
praised him. I praised him like, you know how you see like a OG on the block and you like just know he cool or
right,
whatever. And this ain't got nothing to do with no block shit, but just the influences we have and what we, you
right,
know, and you like you just want to tip your hat off. Like I got an OG that, you know, we've been through everything together. We've had problems, whatever. And
right.
at the end of the day, like I still tip my hat off to him regardless. And
Cool,
that's kind
cool.
of how it was with him. And he was only 25. And he had already gained that respect from me.
Mm.
And like I said, it's deeper than just, you know, some brother shit. Like, you know, we grew up together. We was a
Okay, we lost him, but he about to bounce right back on, man. We're looking for you, Byron. Where you at? Where you at? There we go. There we go. We're good.
damn,
Keep
my
going.
bad, man. My
We're good.
bad.
Keep going. We're good, man. It happens.
Yeah, he was man, he was just just a good dude, man. Just a good dude. I missed the shit out of him, man.
You know you do, man.
Yeah, like I was saying, you know, it was deeper than just being brothers, you know, like we was a great example of what brothers, I think what brothers should really be like is when it comes to like how close we were and
Okay.
how genuine it was, you know, like we never fought over money or nothing like that or girls or nothing like or you know shit like that most brothers usually get into it about.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we always stood on a different level than that. And he was on the same thing I do when it comes to kicking these flows and shit. You know, like we want to say something. Like I
Right.
don't even want to get. Yeah, I don't even want to get. You know, he's just like me. They don't even want to get started on it unless we, you know, we done filled the room up with knowledge and positive energy first, and then it's like,
Dope.
okay, let's go ahead and get it going.
That's
Or
dope.
you know, politicking about some real shit, not just
Right.
you know plotting to hurt people and shit like that. You
Right.
know what I mean? Plotting to really kind of try to take over some shit, try to be lucrative, try to be consistent. You know,
Right.
he was one of them cats. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Uh,
Stand up dude, you know.
stand up, yeah.
Yeah.
And it hurt it changed a lot of people's lives, and it hurt a lot of people, man. When he left, it changed a lot of people's course in their lives. So, you know, you're important when that shit happens.
Yeah, and I know you wear that, man, on your sleeve, man. I know you always shouting them out. I know you always bigging him up, and I know he's proud of you right now, man. So I just want to let you know about that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
for the newer listeners, man, that might not be privy to who you are, how did you get started in music?
Shit, man, it's just always been a part of my life, man.
Yeah,
I grew up, man. We used to be singing. I fell in love with R&B first. We used to sing around the table. You know, my mom and dad and a few of their closest friends, and you know, we get around that table and they get the drinking and shit, and you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I'm 10. You know what I'm saying? So I come out the room or something, and next thing you know, they got me in there singing Blackstreet. You know, everybody, oh,
What song
shit
was
like
it?
that.
Before I let you go,
Don't leave
don't
me,
leave. Yeah,
girl.
yeah.
Please stay with yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
man.
then that kind of transitioned to I bought this. I don't know how I came upon. I probably just bought it, or my mom did. But you know the cassette where you can stop and record over it and shit like that.
Yeah,
We used to
yeah.
just I remember me and my cousin and my little brother. You know, we would record over the little Bow. This is back when Lil Bow Wow was hot. You
Mm-hmm.
know, this is when Lil Bow Wow was, you know, the hottest nigga out. And it's crazy now because the thing about it, my cousin's so gangster. He's even in prison right now, but he used to be doing this shit with me. You know what I'm saying? And we recording over, the Bow Wow, the thank you song. We redo that when the Manny Fresh, the Gay, the Booze. We wrote a whole song to that. But anyway,
okay.
It transitioned to that. And then eventually I had my own little raggedy studio in my room. And then eventually I made a whole move after high school. I made a whole move and I moved to Columbia with one of my producers. Well, I don't really mess with him now, but one of my old producers. And I lived with him it was like, I think a summer. And I made like 60 songs and dropped them all on YouTube. That was like 2011. And ever since then, it just never looked back. And then, as my brother got older, he would contribute and do his thing. And, we would be back and forth to St. Louis and, Springfield, wherever we could go to do shows. We did a lot of shows even right down in the middle of our own hood. We did, I think, 2 or 3 shows within that time too. So, I mean, it's just always been, it's never stopped. We always keep it going. I always incorporate my life with what's going on in it. And here we are now.
Alrighty, so I want to switch gears, man. So, looking on your social media page, your handles, man, I noticed that you post a lot of family pictures, and so I wanted to ask you about how has fatherhood been from you? What joy do you get out of it? Like, kind of break that down, how important it is for you being a father.
Oh man, being a father basically is probably saved me from a lot of shit. I have a 12-year-old that lives in Missouri now still. He hasn't made the migration down here with me. He hasn't made it down here with me. But I had him back when I was, 20. And his first birthday was the very first time I actually went to jail. Exact same mornings. So it's just been little things like that was going on to where I was like, okay, somebody's trying to tell me that I need to get my shit together. I ain't gonna make it out here. You know what I'm saying? To raise these kids. Yeah. And now, like I said, he's 12 now, and now I got a 3-year-old and a 9-month-old.
Okay.
Yes, and it's taught me just patience, man. It takes a whole nother level and it takes a lot to be a real good, consistent father on a daily. Right. Especially if you've been through something and you got your own healing to do, and the goal is to not pass that shit down to your kids.
Yeah, that could be difficult too, though. But
so like I said, that's where the therapy comes into play, because things need to be straightened out. But most of all, just patience, man. Just patience, and you learn to not yell. You learn to apologize.
Yeah.
If you do yell,
you tell them why.
Yeah. You learn to save certain learning experiences and learning moments. You find out which time is when you apply that.
Yeah, you're right.
Because if you let that fly at the wrong time, then you're just doing it for no reason. You know what I mean? The lesson, it don't so it's just a big a big mess, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. All right, man.
And you can look at the toys on my front room floor, and that's how it is. That's how fatherhood is.
All over the place sometimes, huh?
Yeah,
but you nailed it right on the coffin.
Yeah.
You nailed it right on the coffin, because it is important to go back. Like, even if you try to chastise or self-correct your kids, even when you are angry in the moment, you do have to go back and explain, okay, maybe I was tripping, but this is why I said this and that, and do you understand? Like, I definitely believe in going back and comforting your child and re-explaining, versus if you just yelling, or not even yelling, but just maybe, okay, trying to correct something and you don't explain why.
Yeah.
Now that child's looking at you like, man, dad, mom tripping. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
you know how that go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we definitely got to do that.
And me and my wife talk about it all the time, man. It takes so much more. It takes so much more energy to be patient.
Yeah,
Which is weird because if you screaming at your kids all day, you think you'd be tired. But what really makes you tired is when you got to be present and listen and focus on them, and then that's the shit that have you in bed at night. Like it's like damn, you know what I'm saying? Instead of yelling at the kids from the couch all day, you know what I mean? So yeah, and those, like I said, those are things you just got to figure out.
Right.
At the same time while working on yourself. You know what I mean?
That's absolutely facts, man. So
but they pushed me to be better because I probably wouldn't have been pushed this far if it wasn't for them. For my wife and them. You know what I mean? So she keeps a flame underneath my butt, you know what I mean, and let me know when I need to, pick it up.
Yeah.
And sometimes I gotta tell her to slow it down, take the flame down a little bit, please.
Hey, man, you gotta give your wife a shout out, man. Shout out to my wife, man. And, give them a shout out, man. They're the backbone. Yeah. So definitely got to salute the queens, in our village, in our palace, man. So I'm gonna hit you with this, man. So talk to us about your entertainment movement. What's moving with that? What's up with that next?
Man, it's really just something for me to stand on, and for me to have something for that's pretty much how I show my face. It's my merch. It's some of my merch. And I just wanted to keep it simple. You know what I mean? I didn't want to have to come up with nothing too crazy. I'm a simple guy. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what it is. Just something for me to stand on. Some type of foundation.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much all it is. As I grow older and get away from the music thing, I hope my goal is to have a couple artists under me.
Okay.
And because I guess you could say it's a label or whatever, and that's pretty much what I drop all my music under, is my entertainment company. But I start maybe hosting some events in the future and shit like that. Just being a part out here in Dallas in the DFW area. I'm starting to get kind of into the scene and stuff like that. So getting into sponsorships or just all that. So just like I said, just something for people to look at and know that's me, pretty much, when I ain't there.
Okay, so since you're in that area, DFW area, man, how has the response and the feedback been? Like when you go out and perform live, or even just like, check me out on social media, like how has that been for you? The love on that?
Man, I get all love, man.
Okay.
I get all love. I come from a place where there's not much opportunity, so soon as I kick this door open down here, man, it's just been the only time there's downtime is when I want it to be.
Okay.
Other than that, I can always have something going. And that's a blessing, because like I said, where I'm from, there's not a lot of opportunity. And down here, the opportunities can actually lead to something.
Okay.
I always tell people, I spent 10 years doing my craft, where I'm from, and then now I'm down here doing the business. And that's pretty much what's going on. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole gist of it.
Okay, so how important is integrity and respect to you, brother, in the business, in the field that you do, as far as music and being an artist, or just in life?
When it comes to the music, man, I just want to do respectful things. I want to make respectful art. That's pretty much. I want to network. I want to have a good time, man. It's not hard to show love in this music thing, because you have to understand, when it comes to the art, you don't have to love it. I share random people shit all day.
Right.
And it's just simply because that has to be the initiative for independent artists. And you know what you do, like we're all in a market where we have to share each other because we're against the machine.
Oh yeah, we're the little people.
And they're constantly just pushing us down. And what we do is help each other by constantly sharing and shit.
Yeah,
that's the only way we help each other, because we can't turn down algorithms and shit like that. We don't have that control.
No,
and you know that's how they do us unless you kicking dollars to them.
Oh yeah, I already know.
Yeah, so that's the only loophole that there is. And I try to tell people that, and they just look at me like I'm silly. But you know, I
get the same attention too, man. Like there be times where, man, I'm done with this. I'm through, man. You know, like we might take like a month or two off, and then I will personally contemplate, like, man, do I want to do this again, right? And then people such as yourself and everybody else will keep me going, or our platform to where, you know what, I got to keep going and do it. Because it inspires me, whether you know it or not. It'd be times where I'll be like, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting no accolades for this, you know, getting the, you know, the praise for it. But like, as far as the grind on that, sometimes I ain't gonna lie, I'd be like, man, I'm done. But
yeah,
networking, like you said, keeps us going. Like, it keeps the motivation going. It's like, oh, you know what? We have a purpose, and I think we have to keep on, you know, pushing one another, man, because you never know that one more interview or that one more song away that you might put out could be it, right?
Yeah.
Somebody gonna see this, bam, you never know. Now I'm gonna be like, you know what? Other people that was my day ones are just, as far as this, right? Take off.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, we blow up and figure that shit out, man. But yeah, you know, that should be
in business, it can get annoying, you can say, you know, because we all fall into it because we want instant gratification, because we looking at our phones and we all think it's instant, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, it'd be like, damn, why ain't I getting that love like that, you know?
Right.
But then you just got to kind of, you know, show the gratitude and, you know, remember the love you have gotten, the personal relationships you developed, and the shit that's went on.
Right.
And yeah, exactly. And but yeah, as far as the respect thing, man, in life, man, I tell people all the time, man, it's real simple. It's elementary. If we all really just treated each other like how we want people to treat us, man, we be so much far ahead, you know.
Facts. Unity.
And I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. Like, I'm working on patience and figuring out ways to have conversations without getting mad and shit like that. Like, these are all things I'm working on, you know, instead of jumping the gun and, you know, shit like that. And I think, like I said, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but what I'm just saying is, man, if we all just, you know, slow down a little bit, you know, driving in traffic, for example, you know, like, people are crazy, man. Like, man. Ooh, man, it's just like, come on, man, like, and you know, people want to flip each other off out the windows and shit, and it's just like, now, you know, motherfuckers are crazy, right? Now, if a motherfucker follow you home, I mean, some crazy shit go down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I just try to stay out the way, and you know, everybody I encounter, I try to show them some respect, man, and that's got me this far. So, you know, I try to stick with that.
Cool, man. So,
but disrespect, I get away from instantly.
Yeah, you have to, because you could be thrown back into that mindset to be like, you know what, now I gotta whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
it's
you
time
definitely got to
right.
You definitely got to dodge those situations, and we're at an age to where you can smell it a mile away to be like, you know what, the energy is off. I ain't messing with that. Take a back step. Let me moonwalk on up out of here. You look at the red flags, right, in that area, to where I'm out. I already know what this is all about. I got a family to go home to, man. I ain't even messing with it. It doesn't mean that you're not tough Tony. It just means that you're wiser and have more common sense versus these youngsters out here. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? It don't make you soft. It's just like you're thinking man at this point. Like, you trying to survive.
Yeah, absolutely. you have to think. You have to be.
Yeah.
You gotta try to stay steps ahead of what's going
Yeah.
on out here.
Yeah.
And it sucks because it can drive you crazy for real.
Yeah.
Because I mean, everywhere you turn, there's shootings and shit going on. I
Yeah.
tell people, it's like, man, I moved 500. I'm not a gangbanger or nothing like that, but I moved 500 miles away from my small town to get away from the shit that I've dealt with the last 10 to 15 years. You know what I mean? And now I come down here, and I still got to keep a mentality of where I got to keep my pistol on me because I fuck around being Family Dollar and the niggas start tripping. So
yeah, I already know.
So it's like, damn, I still got to carry this mindset. Like I got to watch my back. But I mean, that's how you got to stay ahead. It sucks, but that's where we are.
Yeah, and it's almost like it's very necessary, but if you can avoid it, you would. But like, you still got to stay ready. You still got to stay ready. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, even though everybody's probably far removed from wherever they from, the different demographic area, right? But it's like you see the symptoms, man. You see this person about to go off, or you said Family Dollar. There's a lot of Family Dollars down there in certain areas down there. I know about Texas, so
yeah,
they be real grimy, man. You just might be going to get some detergent or some dog food or something. You're like in line, and you see this person over here on all five. Here we go. You got brace stuff or something like that. So, it'd be some weirdo stuff, man.
Man, for real.
All right, another segment, man. Here we go. So, if you could perform for 5 people, dead or alive, who would it be? Don't have to be famous. It could be a family member, some, you know, your grandparents, whoever. I don't know, you know, but who would that be for you?
Shit. Well, I mean, my grandmother, she passed away in 2018.
All right. Condolences.
Yeah. And thank you. And she never, and she was always kind of had trouble seeing, so she never really, you know, got a chance to really just head up and see me and my brother perform. So definitely would do that. You know, if I could, you know, I would bring both of them back together and they watch me together. You know, that'd be beautiful.
That'd be dope.
So, you know, let's start with them.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna take it to some hip hop.
Okay.
I would love to just. You said dead or alive, right?
Yeah, dead or alive. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I would want to perform in front of Wayne.
Okay, Lil Wayne. Okay.
Let me think. And like this is because I would want to have a conversation and be critiqued. You know what I mean? Like,
I see where you're going.
Yeah. Like, yeah. So what I need to work on type shit.
Okay. Feedback.
Yeah. And Wayne's one of my favorite performers. He, you know, people that bring energy. Wiz. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do Gates.
Kevin Gates. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out
to Kevin. Those probably those are some of my favorite artists. So I would, you know, I would just love to perform in front of them, then, you know, have some feedback. That'd be awesome.
I'm gonna hit you with this, man. Man. So if you could see Lil Murder in the flesh, right? Like he was in your passenger side of the seat right now where we're interviewing virtually, what would you say to him now?
Like he just came back or he never left?
Either or. I would say if he came back.
If he came back?
Yeah, let's go with that. If he came back, he's sitting right there.
I would probably take the time and really besides once we got done talking about, you know, his son and, you know, what he want me to do with that.
Okay.
With that situation, how he want me to really handle that. We talk about that, you know, we probably you know, and then and then it'd be like, so what the fuck you want me to do with all this music you got? You know, do you want me to re-release it, get it remixed and mastered?
Right on, right.
You know what? And we'd probably fall into that, you know, after we got done talking about family and shit like that, smoke one, then we get to talking about the music, I'm sure. Shit. We probably just have to get a bottle, man.
Oh yeah,
Have to
off
get a
top,
bottle.
probably off top. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was his?
I really-
What was y'all favorite drink as far as that y'all will share? You don't mind sharing with everybody?
Oh no, I mean, we do the Henny.
The
We
Henny.
do
Okay.
it went from E&J to we get a little more money
Easy
in our
Jesus.
pocket. Then we go
Yeah.
to Hennessy.
Yeah.
Then the Douce came. Then then some nights we might end all the way back at gin. You know what I'm saying? So
Ooh, that the single. Ooh,
Yeah.
man, this sound like the early years. Early years.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we did our fair share. We had our fair share of kicking it. If God was to say, hey, your brother can come back, but y'all can't party no more, I'd be like, that's completely fine. We got plenty of memories.
Right. Yeah. Much
You know
respect
what I
to
mean?
that, man. That's
Yeah.
dope. That's real dope, man. Ooh, one more. So, what advice, knowing what you know now, what advice would you give to your younger self, man? Knowing what you know now, fast forward now to this day. It could be 5
Like
years.
I said earlier, I would say, hey, little nigga, go get that therapy.
Yeah.
Please go get that therapy. I mean, probably, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't want to. It's
Change
weird
anything?
because I mean, not that I wouldn't want to change anything. It's just that I'm just so far from that person that likes to tell people what to do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
I mean, I'm a father to my children, and I kick in the dad voice when it's necessary, and
Right.
I have great advice, when it's needed. But to go back, if I was to go back and see my younger self, like like I said earlier, I knew I was smart, but like I said, there was like the therapy thing would be so important to cover so much ground. So I think I would just kind of leave it at that and then see what would happen from there. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like,
fair.
instead of dropping a list on the younger me, this education,
Right.
because we all know that shit is spread out nowadays. That shit, there's no solid lane for anything.
And I think the
nowadays.
younger you will probably clash with the older you because he's looking at the older you like, man, who do you think you is? It might be that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I wasn't really a stubborn young cat. I love to listen and shit for the most part, but yeah, I mean, just a little something to let you know, like let the younger me know, like, hey, this is cool, this is all right, man, this is gonna help you, like, trust me, and then leave it at that.
All right, so man, before we go, man, like we spoke about a lot of real life situations, experience, man, but what can the fans, before we log off, man, expect from this new album that's dropping June 1st?
You can expect dope beats. You can expect intention. You can expect I want to say redemption.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's me realizing and showing at the same time too that I don't have to do that no more. You know what I'm saying? So like I said earlier, man, you just hear me opening up a little bit more. You hear me blooming a little bit more into, whatever I'm working towards and figuring myself out while I'm navigating through fatherhood and etc. So it's a breath of fresh air, most definitely. I think if anything, it's a breath of fresh air. And I mean, I just can't wait for people to hear it, man. I don't really know what the feedback is going to be.
It's going to be dope, man.
But like Nip said, this ain't that weirdo rap y'all used to. That's all I can say.
You know, I know. So I know it ain't that, man. Otherwise, I would be like, what the dude talking about?
yeah, for sure.
So how can everybody get a hold of you as far as your social handles? How can they get a hold of the album that's going to drop June 1st and anything else you got going on, man? Go ahead and plug that in right now, brother.
Yeah, all my social medias. I'm mainly active on Instagram and Facebook. Byron Davis Jr. Nobody should have any trouble finding me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the album drops June 1st. Anybody that wants to be involved with it, or, wants to show some support, give it a listen. DM me and I can shoot you. We'll go from there and we'll work out the business from there. But they're ready. They're ready to go. Printing ready to go. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Bet.
Byron Davis Jr.
Y'all heard it here, man. So I want to leave us with a closing quote. This is what I was going to say the last time, you're supposed to be on here, but I understand things happen and situations come up. So I want to share this with you before we log off. So go like this. Every no you hear bursts a hustle. I'm going to say it again. Every no you hear bursts a hustle. And that's by Johnny Dent Jr. And so, just want to leave you with that, man. I appreciate you stopping by for Just Cooling Podcast. Man, I enjoyed talking to you and catching up with you, brother, man. It was a blessing.
Yeah, man. Thank you for giving me the time, man. I appreciate it.
And already, man, you already know you can always come back, whatever you promote. If you just want to come up here and just talk or what, it don't matter what it is, man. If you just want to shoot the shit, you ain't gotta be promoting nothing. You just want to hey, man, that's what I'm thinking. Our platform is always open to you. And if you know anybody else, you want to recommend somebody, cool. But we got your back, man. We're going to promote you and support you, brother, man. Make sure y'all support Byron Davis Jr. New album dropping June 1st. You heard it here first, man. Good luck, man. And we are out of here. Peace.
All righty. Yep.